Well, the U.S. campus protests are being closely watched around the world. Let's bring in Frederick Pleiken now with a look at how Iran and Russia have been capitalizing on these arrests of protesters at U.S. colleges. Fred, what are the leaders of Iran saying about what's happening here?
Hi there, Amro. First of all, you're absolutely right. You hear, for instance, from the Russians ripping into the U.S. for its support of Israel and its operation in Gaza. And then the whole thing really comes to another level here in Iran, where we've seen the president of Iran talk about this, the foreign minister talk about this at length, ripping again into the U.S. because of its support for Israel and because of the operation inside Gaza, but then also heavily criticizing some of the arrests that have taken place on U.S. campuses as those protests that we just saw have been unfolding. Now, one of the things that we did this weekend is we actually went to a protest here in Tehran at Tehran University, where some of the faculty and some of the students came out in support of U.S. students protesting on American campuses and essentially saying that they believe that these two have the same message, the Iranian students and the U.S. students. And today, I went to a press conference of Iran's foreign ministry, and the spokesman of the foreign ministry had something similar to say. Let's listen in.
It shows that public opinion of the world and free thinkers of the world will not tolerate this genocide, and that their loud voice won't be silenced. And through police actions and violent crackdown policies, they cannot silence the voice of those that protest against this crime and genocide.
So there you have the spokesman of Iran's foreign ministry. Of course, the U.S. has in the past heavily criticized the Iranians for some of the crackdowns that have happened here. 2022, in the fall of that year, of course, that was a very prominent example where the U.S. ripped into Iran for the crackdown of some of those anti-hijab protests that were taking place here in this country. But now the Iranians are saying that America's own reputation as a defender of free speech, as a defender of civil rights, very much up in the air and very much suffering, of course, not just in this country, but in some other countries in this region and indeed around the world, Amra.